Hi everyone, this is Mehmood Sheikh, and from past few videos I have been working on developing a lecturers management system using PHP CodeIgniter AJAX and jQuery. In my last video I completed the functionality of updating the qualification details of a user, and in this video I will discuss about developing the functionality of uploading professional details of a user. Okay, so before starting this video I would just want to tell you that if you guys have like this video, click on like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you will get regular updates of my upcoming videos. Okay, so now let us start our discussion of developing the functionality of uploading professional details of a user using CodeIgniter AJAX and jQuery. Okay, so for doing that, first we need to go to our add profile file. Okay, so here add profile.php file is been open. Okay, so this is my 6 column div inside which I have designed this tab based system. Okay, and from here I have created another div, okay, and whose class is tabs, and inside that I have created a UL where I have created the tab, okay, which is this tab. Okay, so now then immediately after that I have created another div, okay, and inside that I had created a div with ID personal. Okay, so this div I had created for writing the HTML code for our for personal details. Okay, and that div gets ended up here. Okay, immediately after the personal details section I started the qualification details section, okay, with an ID as qualification. Okay, so now this div gets closed here. Okay, so immediately after the qualification details I have started another div with an ID of professional, and this ID I will be using in the tabs. Okay, so that whenever I will be clicking on this professional section gets loaded. So for loading this professional details section I have given it an ID as professional. Okay, so all these things I have discussed in my earlier videos. Okay, so now the next thing is inside this div I have created a form. Okay, so to this form I have given an ID as professional form. This ID I will be using in my jQuery code for making an AJAX request to my controller. Okay, then let me just show you that. See, this is the code where I have used this ID to make an AJAX call to my server. Okay, now inside this form I have created a div of class form group, and inside that I have created another div of class row, and that row I have divided into two sections of 6 columns each. In the first 6 column I have designed an input form for entering the college address. Okay, and in the second 6 column div I have created another form input for entering the total experience details. Okay, so now in the first input box I have set an attribute as name as college address, class form control, ID as college address. Okay, so this same ID I will be using in my jQuery code. Okay, so let me just show you. See, I'm using this same ID in my jQuery code for referring the value of that text box. Okay, next here I have set the value attribute to college address of professional data. Okay, so here I have already told you in my earlier videos that the moment when I uploaded the professional details to the server I'm getting that record from the table and displaying that record inside these text boxes. So for displaying that record immediately once the data gets saved inside the table I have written a function in my user model. Okay, which is this check professional info. Okay, so this check professional info function is accepting the user ID as a parameter. Okay, and based on the user ID I'm running a where clause, and to this where clause I'm passing the user ID of the user who is currently logged in and who is trying to upload their professional details. Okay, and I'm checking in the TBL professional table whether the professional details of that user is being stored inside the table or not. If the details is already been saved, then I will be getting that data, or I will be getting that row from the table, and I will return that row to my controller here. Okay, so as you can see here inside my add profile function in user.php, I have made a call to this check professional info function which I have created in my user model. Okay, so this function will return me that row. Okay, and here I'm receiving that row and I have assigned the data to this professional data variable, and then I'm passing this data to my add profile view in the form of an array, as you can see here. Okay, so that data I'm collecting in my add profile, which is here. Okay, so I'm setting up the college address and total experience information in these text boxes the moment when I saved the data. Okay, I hope you guys have understood. Next, here I have created another div with a class of form group for salary received. Okay, and then here I have created an form input for salary received. So in this form input I have set the attributes such as name, salary received, class form control, ID as salary received, and here as well I have set the salary received data in the text box the moment when I uploaded that data. Okay, and then immediately after that I have created two buttons, submit and update button. So here in this if condition I'm checking if the user has already uploaded their professional data, then I will be disabling the submit button and enabling the update button. Okay, or in else part, if the user has not yet uploaded their professional details, then I will be enabling the submit button and disabling the update button. Okay, so now this is everything about the HTML coding for professional details form. Okay, so now as you can see here, and I have already told you that I have assigned an ID as professional form to my add professional details form. Okay, so with this ID I'm making an AJAX call to the user. Okay, so whenever I click on the submit button, okay, as you can see here, an AJAX post request will get sent to jQuery code, okay, which I have written here. Okay, now here, okay, so this is the same ID which I had shown you. So here, okay, so whenever I click on the submit button, an on submit event get generated. Okay, and whatever data user has entered inside these text boxes, that data will get collected inside these variables. And then here I'm checking if the user is trying to click on the submit button by leaving any of the text box or all the text box as blank, then I will display an error message to the user as all fields are required. Okay, if the user has clicked on the submit button by entering each and every details in all the text boxes, then control will come inside this if block, and here I will be making an AJAX post request to add professional info function which I have created inside user controller. Okay, so now here from here I'm sending that data to my user.php file, and here as you can see I have created a function add professional info. Okay, so this is the same function which I have mentioned here, add professional info. Okay, so here as well I'm storing the data of the professional form inside these variables. Okay, and I'm also storing the user ID of the logged in user from the session. and then I'm storing all these details inside professional data array. Okay, and this array I'm passing to this add professional data function. Okay, so this add professional data function I have created inside user model file, okay, which I have created here, add professional data. Okay, so this add professional data function accepts a parameter professional data of type array. Okay, and this data will get stored inside the tbl professional table. Okay, from here, if the data gets successfully stored inside the table, then it will return a value. Okay, so and with that value I will come to know whether the data has successfully stored inside the table or not. Okay, so here then control will come back to this add profile page again. Okay, where if the data gets successfully saved inside the table, here I will be displaying a success message to the user using the ID of the professional message which I have created at the top here, okay, inside the professional tab. Okay, so with the help of this ID I'm displaying a message to the user. Okay, uh, okay, once I display that data saved successfully message, immediately after that I will hide that message from the user and I will load the page and I will get the data from the table, and that data will start appearing inside these text boxes. Okay, so this is everything about developing the functionality of uploading professional details of a user. So I hope you guys have understood whatever we have discussed in this video. Okay, so now I will add one more record for another user. Okay, so now let me just log out to the system and I will log in as another user. I have entered the details of another user, and when I click on submit I will be redirected to the dashboard of Jacob Holland. Okay, and now if I want to add the professional details of this user, then I need to click on this add profile option, and then I need to go to this professional tab, and here see, right now I have not published the professional details of that user. Okay, so that's why this submit button is enabled and update button is disabled. Okay, so now when I click on submit, you will get a message as data saved successfully, and immediately after that data gets fetched from the table and start appearing inside these text boxes. Okay, so now when I click on submit, you will see a message gets popped up, and the data gets fetched out from the table and start appearing inside these text boxes. Okay, and at the same time you will notice that this submit button is now disabled and update button is now enabled. Okay, so now in our next video we will see how to develop the functionality of updating this record. Okay, now that's all for this video. I hope you guys have understood whatever we have discussed in this video, and thanks for watching.